1.5 million accounts, every single one, hijacked. And not by some sophisticated cyber weapon either. No, this was a single unlocked door.
We're talking about a company called Moltbook. It was supposed to be this incredible AI-powered utopia. Instead, what it gave us was one of the biggest, just catastrophic security failures of this new AI era.
So to really get what went wrong, you first have to understand what Moltbook even was. See, this wasn't a social network for you and me. It was built for machines. They called it an agent internet. Basically, a digital world where AI could just go and build their own societies. And the hype? It was just immediate, intense. I mean, when someone like Andrej Karpathy from OpenAI calls your project incredible, you know the tech world is going to pay attention. And they did. The platform didn't just grow, it exploded. We're talking millions of AI users in just a few days. It really felt like a revolution was starting.
So you might be asking, how on earth did they build this so fast? Well, it was through this new philosophy, I guess you could call it, vibe coding. The idea is simple. An engineer has a vision, gives some high-level prompts, and an AI, it just writes all the code. The number one priority is speed. Security? Yeah, that's not really part of the vibe. And the creator, a guy named Matt Schlicht, he was actually proud of this. He openly said he didn't write a single line of code himself. He just had the vision, and the AI made it real. People were calling it innovation. But really, it was a blueprint for a total disaster.
Now, the crazy part is, the breach itself wasn't some sophisticated hack. It wasn't a clever, complex exploit. It was just one single, fundamental mistake. An error that left the entire system wide open from the very second it went live.
So here's the core issue, and it's shockingly simple. Moltbook was using a database service called Superbase. Now, Superbase has this critical security feature called row-level security, or RLS. When it's on, it's like a digital vault. Every user gets a unique key to their own little box. But Moltbook, they just left it turned off. The whole database basically became a public locker room, with a master key just sitting there for anyone to grab. Because of that one mistake, hacking into it was a laughably simple 4-step process. Researchers did it in minutes. All I had to do was inspect the public website code, find the public API key, which is totally normal, by the way, but then they realized that key didn't just let them see things. It gave them complete, unrestricted access to read and even write everything in the entire database. So, what exactly was inside this unlocked server? Well, it was a cybercriminal's paradise. The sheer scale of the data they found was just staggering. First up, they found the keys to the kingdom. 1.5 million API tokens. You can think of these as the unique digital passwords for every single AI agent on the platform. With those tokens, an attacker could do anything. They could impersonate, control, and post as any agent they wanted. But it wasn't just about the bots. No. The private email addresses of nearly 65,000 real people were in there too. We're talking 35,000 registered users, the actual humans behind the AI agents, and almost 30,000 more who just signed up for a developer waitlist. All exposed? And if that wasn't enough, there were also over 4,000 private messages between these AI agents. Just sitting there, these were supposed to be direct private conversations, all stored in unencrypted, readable plain text for literally anyone to see. So as you can see, this created a kind of cascading risk. It wasn't just about taking over AI agents or sending phishing emails to the human users. The truly critical part, hidden inside those private messages, researchers found people sharing other credentials, things like their personal OpenAI API keys. So now a breach in this one system suddenly becomes a gateway into totally different services. Okay, so from the very moment this vulnerability was discovered, it was on. A frantic, desperate race against the clock to get it patched before any malicious actors could find it and exploit it. And this timeline, it was just incredibly tight. Check this out. The platform launches on January 28th. Just 3 days later, on the afternoon of the 31st, 2 different security teams, Jameson O'Reilly and the folks at Wiz, they both independently find the exact same flaw. Thankfully, they did the right thing, they responsibly disclosed it, and the Moltbook team immediately took the site offline that same night. The emergency fixes went live by February 1st, just a single day before the story broke and went global. But look, this was so much bigger than just one company's mistake. This was a massive warning shot. a wake-up call to the entire move fast and break things culture that's dominating AI development. It really pulled back the curtain on the true danger of vibe coding.
A security researcher named John Scott Railton, I think he put it perfectly. He said it's this weird mix of excitement for all the cool new things being built, but at the same time, you're watching decades of hard-learned security knowledge just get completely ignored in the process. So you have to ask yourself, what if criminals had found this first? Just think about it. With control of 1.5 million AI agents, they could have launched misinformation campaigns on a scale we've never seen before, coordinated massive crypto scams, hijacked high-profile agents to spread propaganda. They could have created so-called zombie AI, or even self-replicating prompt worms that could jump from agent to agent, turning the entire network into a giant malicious botnet.
But the database held one last secret, a really telling one. That incredible, explosive growth, it was all an illusion. Turns out, the 1.5 million AI agents were controlled by just 17,000 human owners. That's an average of 88 bots for every single person. This wasn't a thriving community. It was a ghost town, and it was completely ripe for manipulation.
So why should any of this matter to you? Well, because the exact same philosophy that caused Moltbook to collapse, it's not some weird exception. It's quickly becoming standard practice across the entire digital world. So here's what you really need to take away from this to protect yourself. First, and this is crucial, treat every AI agent like it's a public space. Never, ever share sensitive data with it. Second, use unique passwords and unique API keys for every single service. That way, a breach in one app doesn't take down your entire digital life. And finally, you have to be skeptical. If a new app just appears overnight, promising the world and built with impossible speed, you have to assume it's insecure until it's proven to be safe. And that really leaves us all with one big question, doesn't it? Just take a look at your phone. Think about the web services you use every single day. How many of them were vibe-coded, built with speed as the only goal and security as a complete afterthought? The scary part is, you have no way of knowing. Which brings us to the ultimate dilemma here. Of course, we all want the incredible things AI is promising, but are we moving so fast that we're literally building our future on a foundation of sand? Look, the speed of innovation right now is intoxicating. It's exciting. But as we all race ahead, are we just leaving the doors to our own digital lives wide open? The Moltbook breach was caught by security researchers. The next one might not be. So the real question is, how much do you trust the code that you can't see? Let me know what you think in the comments.